Welcome to Looking at the Markets with David Modell. I've covered practically every technical indicator out there, and I want this YouTube channel to be kind of like an encyclopedia or a reference guide for you to look up all the technical indicators. So feel free to look back through the playlist, which I'll put in the description of this video, where I cover a lot of technical indicators. And if you like what I'm doing, one way that you can support my channel, and it doesn't cost you anything, is to, anytime you see me put out a YouTube video with, maybe it's a promotional video or a sponsored video where I show an opportunity, an investing opportunity, like it might be an ICO or a penny stock or something like that, feel free to please click on those and give it a thumbs up, and that way you're supporting me, and again, it doesn't cost you anything except a few seconds. All right, so the Chaikin money flow was developed by Mark Chaikin. Want to give him credit. It measures the amount of money flow volume, or institutional buying and selling pressure, over a specific period of time. It's usually interpreted as more of a momentum indicator, meaning that it shows the overall trend or direction of the price action. It's usually more of that than as an overbought, oversold indicator, although I'm sure it can be interpreted that way as well. And it oscillates or moves up and down within a defined range between 1 and -1. With the average or center line being 0. And usually it stays between 0.5 and -0.5. You don't often see it go all the way up to 1 or all the way down to -1. So how do we interpret it? Well, usually this is how it's done. Above the 0 line is typically understood as bullish, while below the 0 line is typically understood as bearish price action. Pretty simple. And the default look-back period on websites like stockcharts.com and tradingview.com and all those, the default look-back period is usually 20, but that can be adjusted in most cases. And here's the formula. I often say that you don't have to memorize the formula. It's okay. But if you're curious to know what it is, here it is. So there you go. Feel free to stop the video and look at that if you want to know the specifics, but you don't have to know the specific formula to be able to use it. All right, so let's take a look. And first I'll show you on tradingview.com, and this is what it would look like if you were to use the 1 minute candlestick, Apple candlestick chart. All right, so there are the candlesticks. I just took a snapshot of part of a day here. And here's the Chaikin money flow, and it's on the default setting, 20 period or 20 candlestick look back period there. And notice that here's the thing about it. If you use it for day trading, feel free to go ahead and adjust it accordingly, because notice that because Apple stock during this particular period, it had a lot of just choppy price action, range bound. Okay, it was just kind of drifted. So during that time, you know, if you bought whenever it went, the money flow, whenever it went above the center line, whenever it went positive or above 0, yeah, you could have bought then and then sold or shorted when it went below 0 into negative territory here. But you would have racked up a lot of commission costs, unless you're using Robinhood or something like that, I guess. But it would have been kind of frustrating, because you would have bought here and then sold here, bought here, sold here, bought here during this sideways period. And that's not always an enjoyable experience, just to waste all your trades like that. It's better when you get some directionality. Okay, for example, if you had bought here when it broke above 0 here, you would have bought here, and you could have stayed in the trade you could have ridden it all the way up if you had a profit target around here somewhere. And if you had kept a stop loss, it's not always not necessarily a bad idea to have a stop loss. It's up to you. But you know, you might want to include a stop loss with this, because for day trading and scalping, that kind of thing, you probably want to limit your losses whenever possible. Okay, but at least if you had sold here, let's say, if you had gotten out of your position here when the money flow indicator went into negative territory, right about here, you could have avoided a lot of this, a lot of pain here. All right, and if you had shorted, you could have done pretty well. Again, if you got to be careful. Notice the long wick or shadow on this one. It's got pretty wild over here. So stop losses for day traders are oftentimes a good idea. All right, so let's look at, so that was tradingview.com. This is stockcharts.com. And here's what it would look like maybe if you're a swing trader with the daily candlestick chart. All right, and notice that they kind of different looking, but it's the same idea. Default is 20, so I used that for the money flow, Chaikin money flow indicator. And again, you might get chopped around here. You might end up buying here when it breaks above, sell here when it breaks below. That could be frustrating when you get a buy and then a sell right after that, buy and then sell right after that. That's kind of frustrating, okay? But then on the other hand, you could look at it this way. I mean, notice there's a lot of pain here, okay? A lot of losses here. And so if you stay out of the trade whenever it's in red territory, if you had done that, you would have avoided a lot, not all, but much of this loss. And if you stay in the trade, I'm talking about stay in a long trade here, a long position, whenever it's green, then you could have enjoyed, not all, there are little exceptions here, but you could have enjoyed most of this run up here. That's nice, right? So that's one strategy. Just, stay, if you're a long only type of swing trader, maybe just you could stay in the trade, stay in your position as long as it's green and stay away whenever it's red. That's one way to do it, and you can avoid those big waterfalls, as I call them, the big down moves, and enjoy most of the big up moves, which is nice. And this is Johnson & Johnson in the daily chart, by the way. All right, so that's my quick introduction to the Chaikin Money Flow Indicator. If you like my video, please give this a thumbs up right now. And leave a comment if you want to. Let me know. Do you like the Chaikin Money Flow, or do you prefer other oscillators? Let me know what you want to see. Is there one I haven't covered yet? I don't know how many there are left. I've covered almost all of them. And feel free to check out the playlist, by the way. I'm going to leave that in the description below this video, where I've got a lot of free of charge videos right here on YouTube. At least they're free right now. I haven't made a paywall yet. You never know what's going to happen in the future, so check it out now. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit that bell so you can get the notifications for whenever I put out a new video for you to check out. If you have questions, if you need help, I do help a lot of people. I coach a lot of people. You can contact me by email anytime, davidmodell@gmail.com. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'll talk to you again soon.